There are over 500 million professionals on LinkedIn. It is the preeminent tool for connecting with other professionals to create your network. And as you've heard me say a bunch of times on this channel, having an open network is in the top 4 scientifically validated predictors of your career success. We can use this time right now while we're housebound because of the virus to really tap into expanding our network. And the way to do it is using LinkedIn. Although I've mentioned LinkedIn several times in other videos, this is going to be a video devoted to showing you LinkedIn power practicals. I'm going to show you 8 specifically, and I'm going to use screen sharing to do it so you can follow along step by step how it looks on your computer and on your phone. I'm going to be using the iPhone. I don't have an Android, but I'll show you on the screens so you can know how to use these practicals right away. In this video, I'm going to include 10-second black screen with white font transition pieces so you can scroll right through the video to the topics that interest you most. And here are the 8 topics I'm going to cover during this session. Number 1, using your LinkedIn dashboard. Number 2, who can see what you're up to and how to change these settings. Number 3, seeing who viewed your profile and why it's important to watch this. Number 4, who to connect with and who to stay away from. Number 5, expanding your network daily. Number 6, know your numbers and add them to your profile. Number 7, write content posts and be a thought leader. Number 8, asking for recommendations. Let's go ahead and dive in. So let's start with number 1, using your LinkedIn dashboard. This right here, this first screen, is your dashboard. This is what it looks like on the screen when you're using a computer, and this is what it looks like when you're using your iPhone. It shows a view of the people that you're following and what they've most recently posted, and LinkedIn likes to put things here that you think might even be of interest. Certainly, this is where you're going to see a lot of advertising, both within the body of the feed as well as on the right when you scroll. Not so much in the LinkedIn phone app though, which is good. You'll only see it as you're scrolling. Anytime you want to get back to this page, just click the LinkedIn icon, the N icon on the computer, or the home button in the bottom left hand of the iPhone app. I think it's in the top left hand of the Android app. The reason why it's good to check in often is because people that you're following, that you want to help support your growth and you want to help support them, they're going to be posting and writing articles. You want to be sure to come here and do a quick review of the articles, especially if you're following other prominent thought leaders within your industry or across industries, and start being willing to make comments as you see them post. Another thing you can find on your dashboard is just a quick view of who has viewed your posts. When you do write posts, you do want to keep track of who's viewing it. The goal is ultimately to try to get that up a little bit higher as you go. And if you're a LinkedIn Premium member, which I am and always have been, you can click on that LinkedIn Premium and see some of the metrics that they have based on your activity as a Premium member. Really suggest and recommend becoming a Premium member. I'll cover that in another episode. But to get back to the dashboard, go up here to the top left on the computer, bottom left on your iPhone, top left on the Android, and click it to get back to this dashboard. By the way, yes, real quick, this is where you start a post. Whenever you want to write a post or put an article up or a video or a picture, it's on your LinkedIn dashboard. Click the N icon or the home icon, go to the very top, and you can start the post there. It'll show you how to add a video, a picture, some type of document or white paper you've written, etc., and then you can post it. Really important to get comfortable with this. Number 2, who can see what you're up to and how to change these settings. This is probably the number 1 question I get, or the number 1 thing that keeps getting overlooked by people. We may not always want people seeing what we do. For example, if on your main profile you update your career status because you recently got a new job, you may not want to have other people see it. Or you do want other people to see it so you can have them follow you to your new company. There is a way to change how many people or what people can see that you're posting, and it's always under the little icon of your picture in the top right-hand corner on the computer or the top left-hand corner of your phone. When you click that picture, a little drop-down menu appears, and you can go down to settings and privacy. Now, before I click on this, let me just share. This is an area that you want to go to frequently just to get familiar with it. There's a lot here. In fact, all the back office settings and how things function are in this one section. We're going to take a quick look at settings and privacy. When you click on the settings and privacy, you'll see that you have 4 choices: account, privacy, ads, and communications. We're obviously going to be looking at privacy, and there are several large sections. The first one in their larger font is how others see your profile and network information. The next one is how others see your LinkedIn activity. The next one is how LinkedIn uses your data. And the final one is job seeking preferences. Oh yeah, they did recently add blocking and hiding, so you can identify who to block and hide information from if people are harassing you. So far, I've never had that kind of experience, but I'm not going to cover that today. What I want to do is just review very briefly how others see your profile. You can edit your public profile right from here. Who can see your email address? Who can see your connections? Viewers of this profile also viewed. You can turn that off or on. And you'll see in the right-hand side, some of them, they tell you the actual setting. Here's a section that we want to cover: how others see your LinkedIn activity. This is where you can see profile viewing options. It tells you right now, for mine at least, people can see my full profile. You can change it right here very easily. Private profile characteristics or private mode altogether. You have 3 choices. I always leave it in public because I want people to see what I'm up to. Manage active status. You can change this. It tells you right below, choose who can see when you are on LinkedIn. I like to keep it open so that people see that I'm on LinkedIn and can instant message me using the LinkedIn Messenger. I love this. And then share job changes, education changes, and work anniversaries from profile. If you're happy about the changes that you're putting up there, leave this as yes. If you're not, and you want to keep it from other people seeing it, flick this to no. Notifying connections when you're in the news. This is obviously big. You want to expand your network. That's why we're doing this. So I recommend keeping this as a yes. Or mention or tag by others. I always keep this as a yes. To me, this is something very few people think about when they're surfing around on LinkedIn. And when you go look at someone else's profile, which I'm going to cover in just a minute, you want them to see that you're looking at their profile because you're wanting to make a connection with them. Sometimes I will look at someone's profile that I would never imagine would even be willing to connect with me. And because they saw that I viewed their profile, they send me a connection request. As soon as I get the connection request, which I'll go over in just a minute where that's at, I will reach out to them and make the connection and try to set up a phone call. Okay, number 3, seeing who viewed your profile and why it's important to watch. This is where we go back to our LinkedIn dashboard, the LinkedIn icon in the top left of a computer, or your home button in the bottom left-hand corner of the iPhone and top left-hand corner of your Android. Right here underneath your picture on the left-hand panel, it says who viewed your profile. It gives you a graph of how active your status is. What you want to do is scroll here every so often to see who it is that's trying to look at your background. Obviously, because some people have theirs in private mode, you can only see the name of the company where they're viewing from. But you can connect with those who you're not connected with if they viewed your profile and you want to connect with them. If you're connected with them, it'll just say message or send an email. If you're not connected with them, it'll have the little button here, connect. Scroll through and see who's viewing your profile. And if it's someone that's going to be advantageous to expanding your network, by all means, connect with them. This is going to help you. Number 4, who to connect with and who to stay away from. Because you have just gone here to see who's viewing your profile, you may be tempted sometimes to just connect with anybody who's viewing. I personally recommend not connecting with recruiters. Now, I have some very close friends and brothers and sisters in Christ who are recruiters. I was in the staffing business for many years. I was a recruiter once. The reason why you don't want to connect with recruiters is because you're giving them access to your network. This network of yours is something you want to keep protected. Now, there is a button here at the top. It's called My Network. It's a little silhouette of 2 people. You can find it in the bottom tray of the iPhone and in the top tray of the Android. And when you go here, it is going to make recommendations for people to connect with. Now, what I recommend as soon as you get here is click this See All button, and it'll give you this kind of floating box on the computer. What you want to do is only connect with people that you have a connection with. What I mean by that is people who know you. Not people you want to know or hope to know, but people that know you. If someone has viewed your profile, they're taking an interest in you. That is a form of social connection. So yeah, you don't know them well. They don't know you well yet, but you can connect with them. Otherwise, only connect with people, only send this connection request to people that you know or you believe want to know you or already know you. This includes your neighborhood barber, your grocer if they're online here. Maybe they're doing it part-time and have their own little side business. People you've worked with in the past. If you've gone to a networking event and met someone face-to-face and really hit it off, go right to LinkedIn, search for their name, Billy Williams. Obviously, there's going to be a million of them. You find them and say, yeah, I just met this person at a networking event. Connect with them because you feel like you made a connection there. That is who you want to connect to. And again, just a reminder, stay away from recruiters in my personal opinion. Number 5, expanding your network daily. What I recommend is you go back to this My Network tab and scroll through for 5 minutes. And if you know someone, hit the connect button. Just go to connect, etc. Just 5 minutes a day. Do this so that you can get your network up above 500. Now, my network connections are 1745. I don't do this for 5 minutes every day, but what you want to do is get your network up to over 500 or more. This is when the 6 degrees of separation phenomenon really starts to be leveraged. That means you are 6 hops away from anybody in the world. That isn't even in per se LinkedIn, but LinkedIn really leverages this when you start to get around the 500 mark. I believe it's important to get up to 1,000. If you're at 1,000, go ahead and go for 1,500. I'm pursuing 2,000, but not just to get a number. I'm not just connecting with people just so I can get that number up to 2,000. I'm only doing it if it's people that I know or that know me, or that I know have tried to connect with me or have made a connection with. Number 6, know your numbers and add them to your profile. Let's go now to our profile. So the way I do it is I go back to the dashboard view, and then in the top left-hand corner, it shows my dashboard. I click on it here. I highly recommend, in your experience sections, you represent as many numerical examples of how your presence made a numerical difference as possible. Go through here and put what those numbers are. Now, as you'll see, I try to keep some things very brief, but I put here $6 million solution for a state healthcare group. $190 million in installation revenue and a team of 15 project managers. Okay, I don't have any more there. Show 3 more experiences. 20%, 18% over 12 months, $200 million operation. Now, of course, you can see, keep these brief, but put some of the key numbers into your profile. Let people know why you being on the job will make a numerical impact for the company that you're applying for. Or if someone is surfing around looking at your profile, they can see, wow, this person thinks about numbers and has made an impact wherever they go. It's something that's at the top of their mind. The reason why I say this is because everybody that has a job is connected somehow to the company's bottom line. Whether you're just a cost or maybe you're a revenue producer, it doesn't matter. Show that you have an awareness of numbers of the company's fiscal success and responsibility. This is really important. Number 7, write content posts and be a thought leader. Let's go back to the dashboard. I always start with the dashboard view and I just quickly check see new posts so I can see who is posting, if anything really intriguing has happened since I've been on. But what you want to do is in the top right-hand corner on the computer, top left for your iPhone and your Android, hit the little drop down arrow and it gives you a section called Manage. This is where you can see your posts and activities. This is when you make a post. What I recommend is writing posts so that you make it clear that on some topics you are a thought leader. Write opinion pieces, collect some research about your industry and write your perspective on it. A reflection, post things about your company that are very exciting that you want the rest of your network to see. Many companies are rallying many of their employees to be way more active on LinkedIn. So obviously some of what I'm sharing here might be old hat to you, but if this is not, please consider writing posts. If you are someone who I'm connected with and I see that you have written a post, like I go to the dashboard, like let's say I'm very close to Rick Moore, I'm going to write a comment about something that he has posted. Douglas Jacoby, Heather Lavoie, who I don't know, my wife is good friends with her, etc. I will write a comment to their post. I'm recommending writing a post. And to do so, again, on the dashboard view by clicking the N icon or the home button on your phone, start a post. Here you can choose who sees it. Anyone plus Twitter, your connections only, group members if you're joined to a group, which I'm not going to get into today, and a few other advanced settings which you can go into. Before you post it, once you write it, before you hit the post button, make sure it's flawless. Not that you're a brilliant writer, but make sure there are no typos, misquoted people, misinformed data, no spelling errors, no grammatical errors. You just want it to be representative. And always choose a great looking image to accompany it. If you're going to do a video, I recommend watching a short video about how to create a video for LinkedIn. I've seen some people put videos that really don't do their image very much good. Not that it harms it, it's just not great for their image. I recommend really doing a good job with your iPhone if you're gonna post a video, and go and do just a quick search. Getting started creating decent video for LinkedIn. Lots and lots of stuff to reference. I recommend it before you post video. Finally, number 8, asking for recommendations. Now, once you have a connection and you have people that you work with and you want to ask them for a recommendation, select the My Network button, which goes to your connections. Click on your connections and you can see here from most recent to the oldest connection. You can just scroll if you've recently made a connection, or you can search with filters to try to find the connection you're looking for. You can also just search for their name. Let's say you've done work with the person. Click on their profile. Once you go to their profile, you see the More button. When you click the More button, you'll see a little drop down here. Select Request a Recommendation. It says, help us personalize your request. Please take the time to personalize this request. You want them to write a great recommendation. It's important to have a recommendation. So choose where you're connected, the position at the time, and then go through the process. Let's just do this for a second. Hans, let's say, reported directly to me. He didn't. He's a CEO of his own business. I'm just doing this. You hit the Next button. It gives you a suggested, hi Hans, could you write me a recommendation? I would definitely add a lot more than just this. Make it personal. The reason why we ask for recommendations, because on our profile, as you scroll down, it will show everybody who looks at your profile who recommended you. It says here, I have 9 recommendations. I've received many, many more than this. I only choose the best ones. And when I say best, I don't mean write the best thing for me per se, but those who will have the most influence on a decision maker who's looking at my profile. I don't just do it for my friends either. I ask people that are parallel with me, some that report to me, and of course, those that are above me. And then I go through and select the ones that I want to view. Another way to ask for recommendation is to go to your profile page, scroll down to the recommendation section, and there's a ask for recommendation button. Click on that, and it's just gonna ask you to search anyways. That's why I just always start with the search bar at the top. Okay, those are the 8 topics on how to use power practicals through LinkedIn. Let's leverage the time that we have working from home to really start to expand our network. It's going to help set you up for great future success. Having an open network really is a predictor of how well you'll do professionally in the future. This is our opportunity to really do great with it. And if you have any suggestions or comments or questions or ideas of your own about LinkedIn, of course, please put them in the comments below. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.